Welcome back to the marathon session. It's me, editing Matthew. Remember me from the outro of the last part? What do you mean you didn't watch the last part? Well, you gotta watch the last part. Okay, if you haven't done that, click on the card in the corner, and then if you have, good for you. Without any further ado, Home Alone 4, Taking Back the House.
French steward. As opposed to what? German steward?
I'm 9 years old. Watch live
You went back in time?
He was 10 in Home Alone 2.
He was.
Wait.
And he was 8 in Home Alone 1.
That doesn't make sense in the Home Alone timeline.
So it has to be. This is either alternate universe Kevin or a different family with similar names. Barely even know.
What?
Wow. I love iMovie.
Star Wars?
Marv?
That's not Marv.
That's not the Marv I know.
What?
No.
Does that mean she's Harry?
My Rob.
I hate this kid. I mean, like, just aesthetically, I hate him.
Whoa, now that is an intense thing to say to a child.
I'm just saying.
This is a smart house, Kevin. It does whatever you tell it to.
Mm-hmm.
Fire out. Curtains open.
Father, perish.
What?
What is going on?
Why? This is so over-directed.
This camera work is absurd.
No, okay.
No.
It's
Marv,
water.
we've become dolphins.
What is with these themes and not being
Oh my
able
God.
to deal with water?
You just committed drowning.
Like, there is so much water in this house.
There
already.
is no way in hell that is getting cleaned up ever.
Water dry.
Yeah, water evaporate.
Water. Forget about it.
Water? I barely even know.
What are you doing here?
What?
That was such a weird edit.
What just happened?
Are they gonna fix this divorce?
I think what's gonna happen is like
They're gonna kill off Natalie.
Yeah, they're like, before I go, pop!
Marv accidentally grazes Natalie and steals all her life
Wait,
force. I feel like it'd be weird to just have a movie where it's like, hey, we had a divorce and it was successful.
Let me call you back.
Wait, is she watching this in Kevin's room?
Yeah.
Yes.
Kevin's the only one with a TV. That was a weird thing to say.
I have a computer chip and Mom and she's gonna make us breakfast.
Belongs to the US
what
Air
Oh my God.
What if the twist at the end is like, Kevin's like, Mom, activate.
The Prince of who? Of what?
Of royal
The royal
things.
family.
Prince
The
of
royal
Who?
prince.
The Royal Prince of what?
You know,
Of,
the
you
prince.
know, of the royal
You know him.
Prince?
You know the prince.
Yeah, he's-
Prince? The artist formerly
Yeah,
known as
he's pretty fresh.
Oh my god, they're infuriating.
Why is she square?
Why
Because
is she
there's
a
only
sack of
pillows in
potatoes?
Too bad we missed that. Why did that make
She
a
just
voice?
got Gwen Stacy's.
No, you're going to kill her! Like,
Oh no!
I know how tough this divorce has been.
This is like it's been tough on him at all, really.
She's just
I want you to
This
go to your
just
room.
sapped all the fun out of everything.
Yeah.
This is just brutal.
When you're ready.
that's awful. Why would you want to watch TV like that?
That's
In a square resolution, no less.
He's just sitting out in the van in the same spot. He could just take his dad out to the van.
Generic nickname.
One can never go wrong with low expectations.
Damn,
That's what a lot of this movie.
Time flies when you're having fun.
not with this
I
movie.
know he got off the bat.
She could whip me 24 hours a day. She would. It's downright inhuman. She's not here.
That's some praxis right there.
This is so boring.
This movie is so fucking boring.
Likewise.
36 dozen eggs in that box?
That's a lot. That's a lot.
30 dozen
I
eggs?
just want this to be over.
Oh!
He snapped his neck.
Oh, finally something happened.
Well, from now on, I am my own boss.
So he's gonna make a divorce happen, dude. I'm just gonna say that.
Taking back the house.
The number of
4.5,
divorces in the
taking
universe
away the
remains the same.
Marv.
If it can't be the cause of one divorce, it may as well be the cause of another.
Stop judging me.
Whoa!
Hold the.
That was some wonky
They're
physics.
flying at first.
But then we realized Marv just doesn't have to obey physics.
Stab.
Oh.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh. They're dead!
He killed them.
This is the end of Takata and Fugue. That's literally the
Please.
death song.
Please fade to credits right now.
This feels like a YouTube movie the more I look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I've been thinking this whole time.
Stop looking at your phone and watch Home Alone 4.
I'm so fucking bored right now, man.
So they get back together.
Yep, of course they're getting back together. It's a happy ending.
It's a happy L.
It's a happy.
Take the L, Kevin.
Take the L, Natalie.
Music on.
Christmassy.
No, this is not about to happen.
Look at that effect.
iMovie effect.
What?
You know
Wait, what? Where is it coming from? The snow.
I hate this. I hate this so much.
Oh my god, it's over.
Oh my god.
No, it's not.
No, it's over. I don't care if there's more. It's over. It's over.
It's over.
So,
Okay.
what'd you guys think of
No.
Home Alone 4
No.
Take Back the House?
Obviously, the biggest gripe. It's centered around the smart house. It's literally like you talk to a remote and it opens things for you.
That could have made some really, really cool sight gags.
And they didn't do it with anything. They didn't.
There was
use it.
nothing.
No,
Nothing happened
The
in
biggest
this
problem with this movie is it was
Yeah.
boring as shit.
Yeah.
The beginning was kind of interesting.
Yeah,
We were figuring
I like-
out things. Then, like, the middle portion, the majority of the movie, we were bored as sin. The slapstick happened, and we got excited, and then it was awful.
There was only the occasional good, like every third slapstick was like, ooh. So
Yeah.
basically the crux of this movie is that Kevin's parents are having a divorce.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Imagine Home Alone 2, the ending scene where his mom meets up with him, runs up to Kevin, just shouts in his face, "We're having a divorce, Kevin."
And
That's
it's your
what's
fault.
happening. It's your fault.
It's your fault, Kevin. We can't keep losing you, Kevin.
These are all the same characters from the first two. Marv is
Almost
in it.
all the same characters.
Marv
They
is
cut
in it.
Harry for some reason.
Marv
They
is in
replaced
it.
Harry with Marv's wife and mom, but
Like,
he's
it's
not the
Marv.
same
It's not
character.
Marv. It's not Marv.
He's not immortal. He's not.
Marvel.
He seems very mortal.
The Marv
They
Cinematic
died.
Universe.
We legit thought they died because they fell down, their
From a
eyes
chandelier.
closed, and they played
And they
funeral
played
music.
Toccata in G minor.
Nobody but you knows what that is.
It's the Dracula theme. The scene
Yeah.
that pissed me off the most in this movie was the scene where Natalie comes into his room and becomes all menacing and shit.
They made the stepmom, the soon-to-be stepmom, just all of a sudden happen through the movie, she's just the worst. So that they can justify the parents getting back together. Wait, why were the parents even... Why even have the... Why was this the... This wasn't as bad as it could have been. The slapstick was occasionally okay, but it never really punched. But they never utilized the smart house, which pissed me off to no end.
Yeah.
I don't know, this was really boring and bad. So this is going to be a 2.5 from me.
2.5. Not quite as bad as it could have been.
Garrett.
It was almost as bad as it could have been. I was just extremely bored through it. It wasn't very exciting. I'm going 2. Full 2. Like,
Full 2.
Full 2.
fat yikes.
For lore reasons, I have become intrigued by this invincible character Marv. Even bad horror films and bad action films have some sort of consistent lore. Even though this is nothing like that, I want to pretend for the sake of my sanity that it is. So the fact that it set a stage for at least this to take place warrants a score above a 1.
Okay.
Only a 2.
Alright.
We have a 2.
That's it.
I did appreciate that, like, even if the casting was bad and everything, that, like, they went back to somewhat familiar territory. I just really hated that it was a divorce movie.
But it was a happy ending. They got together.
It's just
because it's not like
weird.
people naturally grow apart, and sometimes that happens, and you don't have to victim.
Yeah, it's
make people
really-
evil for wanting a divorce.
Yeah, I'm stuck between a 2 and a 2.5. So since I gave the last movie a 5, I will give this one radical 5. Just give it the square root of 5.
How are we supposed to add that
I'm not
into here?
Don't worry. No, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Boz, please give me a rational number.
Okay.
It is rational.
I like good movies. I even like
Okay,
really
stop
bad
right there.
movies.
This man bought Slender Man on YouTube.
Okay. To me, the worst aspects a movie can have, for me personally, are being boring and being frustrating. I hated A Bigger, Fatter Liar because it was incredibly frustrating. I hated Deadly Detention because it was boring as shit. This movie was both of those things.
Okay.
But do you regret
One.
watching it?
This is a 1.
This is a 1.
Boz
Yes,
says 1.
I regret it
Okay.
immensely.
Alright, I can do this
Okay.
math at least.
Okay.
7.5 plus root 5.
Oh god, this looks miserable.
Well, wait,
Just put
guys,
it as
guys,
10.
guys. Shouldn't it be like plus or minus root 5?
No.
No.
It should be plus. Why would there be a minus? Are you a
It's a
dunce?
square root.
Did you climb out of the stupid patch this morning? Did you
Did
drink some dumb juice?
Did you use the quadratic formula to delineate what the score for Home Alone 4 Taking Back the House would be?
Yeah, like someone who
I can't believe we went from a 40
jumped out of a nest full of dumb.
Wow.
At this rate, we can expect Home Alone 5 to be
a
a 5.
For the records, get out of here, Robby Good.
Yeah, you too, back there.
How is everyone feeling, having watched now roughly 5.5 hours of Home Alone movies?
I was
I'm
feeling
recuperating.
okay after Home Alone 3. I'm feeling really bad now. If it isn't apparent,
It
I am
is-
just incredibly fidgety because I need something. I need
Anything.
anything.
It is now like past
Thank
11,
you.
and like Midnight High is starting to kick in.
Not Midnight High.
Oh, anything
It's not
but-
Midnight High
This
during
is
Home Alone. The
definitely
Holiday
this is definitely
It's a
a
midnight
midnight low.
Heist. We aren't at our nadir yet, my dear friend.
Oh no.
Home Alone 5 is another made-for-TV movie that was made in 2012.
Nice segue.
That is 10 years after this movie.
2012?
For some reason, 10 years
Sorry.
after this movie was
blank.
made,
It was
somebody
so
decided
me.
somebody decided we need more Home Alone.
20 years after the original.
Plus.
This is 20 years after the original, and we're still doing this.
22 years after the original.
That
20 years after the last good Home Alone movie.
buckle up,
0.1.
folks.
After this,
I have a
0.1.
bad feeling about this one.
Oh,
after
no.
this, can we rewatch Home Alone 2? This is, we're watching a trailer for a movie, an animated. You sure your phone doesn't? We're more interested in these trailers for 6-year-old movies than
Hey,
the movie
Matthew,
we're
want
about
to make a quick marathon?
Robbie,
I'm fine.
Robbie is dying. Yeah.
I'm
Because
I'm diseased.
we were all counting.
That'll be a quick.
What are they?
That was a butthole
That was not a butthole.
in the sea.
Ooh, you're a butthole in the sea.
Piracy is not a victimless crime.
You sure about that?
Yo ho
Yeah, the
ho,
victims
and
are
a bottle of.
Victims are American
Look,
corporations that make millions of
We are
dollars
the
a-
victims here because we're watching Home Alone 5.
Who in the world do you think is these?
Oh, 3.
I
Wow.
can check Letterboxd.
Whoa. Wow, go
Wow.
I got started really fast.
Okay.
This is The Shining.
The frozen tundra of dragons and warriors, there are ice serpents that spew frost venom.
Let's just keep it
I hate this character.
No, I hate everything about this.
This reminds me of.
At least the color palette doesn't make me want to barf immediately.
Very true.
Mom, what was that? Did you hear that? Was that a ghost?
No, it's a realtor.
Just as scary.
Where have I seen her
Claw
before?
Dad,
I've seen her before.
Glove.
No, the sister. She was in Bigger, Fatter Liar.
I haven't played with that thing since I was a kid.
Oh my god, I hate this stock character so much.
Have you ever considered making some real friends?
Why?
Buddy.
Okay, boomer.
Yo.
Is this a mistake?
Yes.
Did I uproot our family for a stupid job where no one will appreciate me?
Yes. I love this music, which is just a single clarinet going.
Come on, Ronald Reagan, you're up.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a great actor.
Dude, Ronnie's here. He looks a little different though.
Yeah. I think it's the hair.
Something tells me Ronald Reagan wouldn't exactly approve of that casting.
She took my game controller. What am I supposed to do?
I don't care. Whatever you want. We're home alone.
But there was 3 different takes. Did you hear that?
Yeah, that was 3 different screen takes.
That's hilarious.
I'm actually reading.
Sure you are.
I am. An article about lipstick.
Oh my god, get it? Because she's a girl.
Because she's a girl and she's on her phone, so she doesn't read. Who reads? Not girls.
That's great.
No.
Oh, she's gonna read War and Peace.
Oh
I
my-
swear to fucking god. I hate this movie.
Great, now she'll be a totally hateable character who knows something about Tolstoy.
Like level 17 on Robo 123.
Now, what are your characters'
Every time
skills
he
and
brings
abilities?
up the name of the game, Mars dies
Yeah.
a little more on the inside.
I
Now, don't
completely
just say one or
understand
two.
why.
Okay.
It's a real boot.
There were 6 shots.
There were also 6 sound effects.
Oh,
That's
my god.
That is terrible animation. Oh my god.
What the? Oh my.
That was horrific.
How did she get that far into the book already?
She's a page turner.
She reads a lot of text messages because she's a girl. Oh, come on, make it fall on her head at least.
Yeah.
That's too much.
No, it's just gross. It's just sticky. It's just some sticky stuff. I'm so tired.
I know.
Full of the grody.
Oh, she's
Can we stop?
captivated.
Oh my god.
I hate this.
She's further back into the book than she was.
Hey, I've been searching the net and
I can't find whatever game you're playing.
God.
I'm searching the net.
Searching the net. It's 2012.
I've been surfing the web. Why hasn't he called the cops? He has a working phone in his house.
You need to call the police.
Yes.
Pillow prop.
Whoop.
I'm sorry, I moved my pillow prop.
The phone's dead.
You really should get better about charging it.
Just go
Plug it in.
plug it in.
Plug it in.
Just plug it in.
Who is this, and how did you get this number?
I hacked Finn's gamer tag and I got your info from the credit card statement. I'm worried something bad is gonna happen to us.
Somebody. Oh my
god. Hey, Matthew.
god. I hacked Finn's gamer tag and got it from
My name is Simon Hassler, and your daughter is locked in the basement.
You kidnapped my kids!
What? No.
This movie is phenomenal.
I'm sorry, I need to get some water.
This is a 10 out of 10 movie right now. I don't know what you're talking about.
Jack Sparrow?
Door. Close.
They swatted him.
They swatted him?
Honestly?
You got it all wrong. I just play video games.
Hell?
Oh my god. Well, it's a good thing he's white or he'd be dead.
You did it, little bro. It worked. Totally worked. So totally worked.
Oh my god.
He painted the Scream.
The what?
The Scream! You know this!
Oh.
Oh, really? Did they just...
Okay.
This is kind of cringe.
This is so cringe.
Oh my god.
Home Alone is going to lose subscribers.
The tablet computer.
It's the tablet computer. It's War and Peace too.
I'm so tired.
It's over.
It's over.
We're done.
We did it.
I've been here. I've been here for 12 hours. I've been here for 13.
I've been here for 10, and they were not fun.
I live
Well,
here.
some of them were fun. It was fun for like about 3.5 hours, and then the rest was not fun.
Before we get to our overall experience, how was Home Alone
5.
the Holiday Heist?
It wasn't like horrifically boring, like
It was actually really
Home Alone
entertaining.
4.
Yeah.
It had actual traps. All the traps were garbage.
There was no good slapstick in this. At least 4 had some slapstick. Everything here was awful.
4 had
The villains had traits. They each had one
no,
trait.
every character had one trait.
Yes.
Not just the villains.
We
I don't know,
have
summarizing.
not Kevin, whose trait is gamer. 2,
Sister.
sister, whose trait is sister.
Oh, it's bad.
I'd rather die than hang out with
teen
a
girl
family.
who is obsessed
I like
with
my
social
phone.
media. I like my phone.
I was reading about lipstick.
I listen to rock
War and
music.
Peace by Leo Tolstoy isn't actually as bad as people say.
I read War and Peace. Hashtag not like the other girls.
Oh god.
There's also this gamer guy who was like,
oh god, this hurt my soul.
It hurt
when
all
he's
our
just
souls.
like, I hacked Finn's gamer tag, and I got this number off your credit card information. At that point, I wanted to be standing on a street in New York and getting hit in the head with 4 bricks.
4 approximate bricks.
Yeah, where'd the marker go?
Yeah.
I need the marker so we can... It's 1 in the morning.
Canonically.
Oh, here it is. Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
Here are my thoughts
All right.
on the Holiday Heist.
Dig.
Please
4
don't call it the
sucked
Holiday
a lot.
Heist.
And the more I think about it, the more 4 sucked. And I gave it too high of a score, I think. 5 is a more competently made movie. However, there were so many moments, like that gamer tagline, and anything to do with the sister character. This movie personally offended me as someone who is under the age of 47.
Okay, boomer.
See, now you've dated this video.
I don't like that.
And
I already
now-
had it in the B-roll.
So because of this, I'm going to give it
It's not funny.
a 2.
Sorry.
That's
1.5.
generous. I don't know.
1.5.
Yeah, I'm going 1.5, honestly.
Wow.
I
It's
just
the
saw
worst
no
one?
car still on 1.
Garrett, pens to you.
Give it a 6.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
It's not the worst one. I think that it had a lot of entertainment value. It felt like a Hallmark movie to me. When I think of Hallmark movie, I think of mannequin coming to life and trying to flirt with this single woman living in New York. I have seen that movie.
How was it?
Awful.
Was it a 6?
No, it was lower. But this one... this one's higher. It's a 6.
Okay.
That didn't explain anything.
It's a
I
6.
have more questions
It's
now.
nowhere near the worst one on the list.
Just so you know,
It's a 6.
every movie you rank after this, I'm gonna rank it based on the basis that Home Alone 5
Is
is a 6.
Well, what'd you think of Avengers Endgame?
I think I gave Avengers Endgame 2 stars,
What do you
which is a 4.
What do you say? It is very rare that I give a polar rating to a movie. But here's the thing.
That's a 10 out of 10.
While 4 made me very drowsy, didn't matter. 5 actually made me physically suffer when I watched it. I do have problems playing games at times, but I guarantee they look nothing like that. I am an offended gamer. I am an offended fucking hell.
So what does that mean? What does
One.
that mean, Morris?
1.
1.
A 1. Mr. Good.
I agree with you in that the more I think about it, the more I just hate 4. And it's weird that I hate it more after comparing it to 5. Because I didn't think I was going to say that. I feel like it just wasn't a Home Alone movie. Like the ghost
Please.
stuff, it was kind of amusing, and literally anything that made me almost want to crack a smile made me feel better than 4. So I'd like to change my rating for 4 to radical 4.5.
No, I'm not allowed.
I give 5 a 3.5.
Okay.
You know what? It's a 2.5 movie. Then.
What, Avengers?
I'm sorry.
No.
So we're going from
No,
6 to
2.5.
2.5.
It's a 5. It's a 5.
2.5 stars.
You know what, Garrett? I'm legally not allowed to fight you.
Put a 5 on there.
I did. I already changed it to a 5 because anything lower than a 6 I would do immediately.
So,
To round out the scores for Home Alone 5, the Holiday House.
Heist.
All of them
Do
are.
you
No.
think I give a shit?
We have been watching Home Alone movies for 10 hours straight. I think you do care a little bit.
I'm a broken man.
This is the first marathon session.
We were supposed to be done at 7 p.m. It's 1:20 in the goddamn morning.
I'm gonna get up and
Because
work
you
out.
guys needed to eat pizza, and you guys needed to show up at 2:30 p.m.
To be
Huh?
fair, I was here at noon.
You were here at noon. Robbie's a good boy.
High five.
I was almost here.
No, I'm not actually angry. Do not worry. It is a bit.
Here's what I will say about Home Alone 5. Yeah.
What will you say about
I
Home
sure as hell didn't like it. It was better than 4. It held my intrigue just enough that I didn't feel like I needed to fall asleep.
Does that make it a 5?
Yes,
Yeah, it does.
Why?
You need to watch better movies.
So as you can see, here are the final rankings. Home Alone 2 has trumped Home Alone 1.
You sound so dead.
Home Alone 5 has somehow taken 4th place over Home Alone 4. I wonder whose fault that is.
It wouldn't make sense if it went 1, 2, 3, 4,
Hey,
5.
you know
Yes,
what?
it would.
I
At the end of At the end of the day, folks, how do we feel about the Home Alone series?
It's overwhelmingly average.
If we're just talking the original 2 movies,
We are not.
well, if we hypothetically were,
It accounts for only 40% of the whole series.
that's true. But I really like the first 2 movies.
Well, that's just too bad.
It's
because
just
we're not talking
unfortunate that I despise all of the other ones.
You could turn these into some neat throwing stars. That's all I'm
I
saying.
paid money. I paid $15 for this.
You could get $15
That's an
for
average
throwing
of
stars.
$3 per movie.
Yes.
Wait, hold on a second. There was not a single moment in the 5th movie where the kid was home alone.
Yes.
Well, the kids were home alone.
The
Well,
kids,
by definition,
that means that
there were multiple
neither
of
of them were
which
home
means
alone.
they weren't alone.
Yeah, we need a bit more. I think it says a lot when 2 of the 5 movies have a completely different set of characters that you don't need to be making more of them. And I think what I've learned from watching all 5 Home Alone movies is that they should not have made 5 Home Alone movies.
I'm just kind of realizing this is really similar to the Terminator franchise.
No.
No, I don't
No.
I don't mean movie-wise. I mean like in terms of like how the movies have been received. First 2 were received really good. They made sequels that all had the exact same elements, but nobody liked them. Then they made another movie that was just a sequel to that was just like a direct sequel.
What are you talking about?
What the newest movie is a direct sequel to Terminator 2. There was Home Alone 4 was a direct sequel.
in the morning. You're trying to tell me that Home Alone is like Terminator.
No, I see where Bosdet is going
Because
with
they
this, because
both
the next Gears of War DLC will be Macaulay Culkin showing up.
They both have major political figures in them that make appearances.
So, as a whole, one final question. Unless anyone has any other final thoughts on Home Alone.
Yeah.
It's really not worth it.
I think my analogy to the Terminator franchise makes sense.
I'm glad you think so.
What is everyone's thought on the marathon session?
The first one ever?
I went into this and started having a good time. Then I wasn't having a good time, and I really, really hated it, and I'm exhausted, and I'm totally down to do it again.
That was a doozy. If you are watching this, thank you so much for at least skipping to the end. I spent a lot of time editing this and a lot of time watching terrible movies. So I hope you enjoyed. I want to give a very special shout out to all the nerds that were in that video. Garrett, Bosdet, Robby, and Marcie, as well as to my family, who you probably saw in the background, for putting up with me taking over the house for like 12 hours. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a like so I know you liked it, and leave a comment on what movie series we should marathon next, because I'm hoping to expand this into a series. So if you like it, let me know. Once again, thank you so much for watching that entire thing. I know it was a lot. But look forward to more in the future. Thanks.